the thing is that I put the idea into Claude again in a separate chat.
Okay.
And the thing is that it did give us like a reality check that it is a very crowded space.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a very crowded space. Even though we are aiming to, be
No,
one place for all health features, what it's saying is that you will become too confused in yourself in which direction to go to. But then I explained it how our AI is going to be our mode.
Yeah.
It's going to be our mode of how personalized it feels.
Right.
Because the AI studies it properly.
Yeah.
So what I told it is that
One second, I'm just opening the
I told that we are all features of health under the sun in one place, but we launch in phases. Why do we launch in phases? Because after each phase is launched, we work on the next phase, but we make sure that the feature that is coming in the next phase is fucking good. It's like the best.
Right. Right.
But it says ki rather than is also in sort of a diagram I said it's saying to go like this in one direction rather than going like in three directions.
So it's saying like
Pick one
try to
thing.
fixate yourself onto one.
Yeah, pick one thing.
That's what Claude said.
Yeah, that's what Claude says.
Okay.
And the
But
thing is-
I completely agree. But what I think is every launch that we do is another one of these. So
No.
well,
So उसमें what it so that's what I asked it now. We are launching phase wise.
yeah.
So phase wise our focus will be like this
This only, but then when
Yeah.
we launch the next phase, that's another branch over here.
That's a branch added. But thing is that what I formulated out of that is this is going to be our phase one launch. Where we only focus on this during the phase one. Once this is over and we move to this.
Yeah.
Once we move to this, we only give focus to this.
I
because
think
this is
that's
already done.
exactly what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
what we do is we get feedback from this. Get feedback from this, and when we launch this, we also fix any errors over here, and then we continue so on until like wherever it goes.
Okay.
So क्या होगा? ये हो गया, ये हम launch करेंगे. But while launching this, we will also fix any errors going on over here.
Based on user feedback.
हाँ, वो user feedback. So what it's telling me, rather than either delaying your launch by like saying that oh इतना time लगेगा for our AI, it's saying that launch calorie and workout tracking first, right, by April, March or May. It's saying to launch that by April, but it's saying that make sure it's super fucking good. So like it stands out from all the other apps in the game.
Right. Right.
Make sure like you provide some kind of.
You need to be better than the other apps
Yeah.
full stop basically,
Yeah.
right? For
You need to
just
provide some
that-
advantage.
Exactly. But what are these advantages that you're thinking, or what is it?
So that advantage is what I think is going to be a pros and cons list that we did super long back. I think
Yeah.
when we had decided back then कि जो pros हैं, we give an edge over that.
Do we double down on the
Yeah,
pros?
we double down on both. But pros में क्या करेंगे जो उनके already अच्छे points हैं, we give something better than that.
Okay.
वो हमें खुद से क्रैक करना पड़ेगा. That we do it. And cons में कैसे we will have to highlight the cons. And जो नहीं है, वो हमें डालना है. So this is where edge and provide, I call it provide for now. So edge and जो provide है, this is where we have to double down. As of right now. Yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
have to double down. How? By I think getting into the finer details, small details. doesn't have that many micronutrients.
Right.
So वो हम क्या करेंगे provide करेंगे, we give all micronutrients.
Okay.
But there are certain apps that do give micronutrients, but उसमें बहुत सारे नहीं हैं या फिर inaccurate हो सकते हैं.
That's my point. Right? No, actually, see how are we planning on? Because we need some form of data set or something, right?
अभी उसमें what Claude was saying is
Yeah.
कि what your AI can have advantage over other than other apps is your Indian market. So it can understand the calories and all that stuff that goes into Indian food.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's saying that you launch this and this. Make sure that like at least the tracking part of it and the UI is good.
For workouts, are we thinking? Are we workouts then logging in the workouts, right? The user.
हाँ, so इस अभी फर्स्ट फेज में क्या होगा? फर्स्ट फेज में इश्यूज की जो वर्कआउट है, like all throughout the app obviously, no matter the phases, यूजर को खुद ही लॉग करना है. That is there. But once we launch an AI,
That's what I was thinking. कि it's going to give it recommendation.
yeah, नहीं recommendation नहीं.
But वो visuals भी दिखाएगा कि हाँ ऐसे
हाँ, so
ऐसे
क्या
ऐसे
होगा?
करना है।
एक बार AI chatbot में once we have made it from scratch and launched it in phase 2.
Yeah.
जब हम कर देंगे launch and when say let's say user says कि I want a 4-day split XYZ whatever.
Yeah.
So उसमें क्या होगा? Till the time the user goes from like the chatbot section to the workout section, this is your example here, ठीक है?
Yeah.
When he clicks from here to here, the workout is already then ready for him. Already there, the sets and all that stuff. So
Right.
that is what makes it feels personalized.
Makes sense. I agree. I agree.
Ki the user doesn't have to lift a finger to design their own workout and exercise.
Makes sense. Makes
It
sense.
gives, and उसमें भी what we can do is it gives the highest ROI exercises
Okay.
in the least amount of time. Because what do people want? People want to save actually as much time as possible. तो वो क्या चाहिए? People time.
One order is ready.
हाँ. लेके आ जाए जिसके लिए वाईफाई पास हो.
But yeah, they want to save time.
Yeah.
Highest ROI exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the major feedbacks that I got from like a few people when we launched the MVP for the calories is that ki wohi, like the calories aren't given, you have to add it manually.
Right. Right.
That was the problem. But I told them ki this is just a basic sort of start, and we have a bigger thing coming by
Yeah, that makes
in
sense.
next year, before the half of next year. ऐसे मैंने उनको बोला है. And I also guaranteed them that the next update that you try is going to be
Miles better.
like 10 times better.
Miles better, yeah. Makes sense. So, Jonathan.
हाँ. So हाँ, highest ROI and time.
Yeah.
So what now we have to figure out, I think, for today is this, our first phase.
Yeah. UI we want to keep similar.
UI which is similar to the website.
Website.
So like the design and all that. And हाँ वो final details तो बाद में.
वो तो बाद में change होंगे, but जब से overall पढ़ा.
Overall, yeah, we stick to the UI of the website and
Yeah.
the theme as well.
Yeah.
This. And I think, I think that's where we're.
Yeah. The thing is that
Database is the main
thing, yeah, for calories. And to be fair, workouts के लिए, I don't
use. Yeah. And primarily their database, so one con I found is that their database is small.
Strong.
Yeah, it's a little, it's not like not small, but like I'd say medium somewhere. The thing is that majorly of the exercise that I have done, I have to मेरे खुद से add किए.
Strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have like the generic exercises and some a few advanced ones in there.
Yeah.
So they have like all types of bench presses, all types of squats.
Yeah.
या समझिए जो basic general है वो है. But if you get into more sort of like specific exercises, वो नहीं है उनके पास. वो खुद से add करना पड़ता है. But the thing that they sell the most is this.
Simple and easy.
Simple and easy. No matter if their user is a free user or a premium user.
It's just simple and easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Let's see. Strong.
Wait, my phone's recording, but
No, that's fine. I'm just looking at it.
you can download it on your phone. Then you can understand. And what they offer is this. They offer 3 workout designs. Okay. So 3 workouts. So you can design 3 of your workouts for free. After that, if it's more than 3, then they charge a premium.
More than 3 workouts.
So like template जो होता है ना workout का, कि let's say push pull legs है, और let's say
Okay, so they've got 3 different splits basically.
तो उनके पास you can design your own 3 workouts.
3 splits basically.
हाँ, 3 splits नहीं, only 3 workouts. तो so let's say I'm working out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm only able to design day 1, 2 and 3.
Of that week, yeah.
Like वो पूरा overall.
अच्छा बस 3 ही कर सकते हैं.
3 ही कर
After
सकते
that,
हैं.
you have to get.
Yeah, you have to get
Okay,
premium
makes
post
sense.
3. So plus 3 अगर workouts को design करने हैं, you have to get the premium.
Okay, makes sense. Okay,
So now example.
basically they're just giving a free trial then, and उसके बाद you have to get it. It's strong, right?
So उनका कैसे, for example, if I'm following like a 6-day single muscle split,
Yeah.
say chest, back, legs, biceps, shoulders, and something at the end, I'm only able to make
First 3 days.
first 3, so chest, arms, and legs.
So, for example, week 1 में you do first 3 days. Week 2 में you can't do anything after.
हाँ, you can't. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, similarly, 3 है, 3 plus में ज़्यादा वो लोग प्रीमियम चार्ज करते हैं. So when a user is, let's say, someone who does like more than like a 3 day split, so like 4 plus, between 4 to 6 basically. तो उन लोगों को वो इशू कि वो लोग 4 वर्कआउट डिजाइन ही नहीं कर सकते, उनको प्रीमियम देना ही पड़ेगा.
People, okay. Yeah, makes
वो है, and like a smaller people have noticed कि when the exercises they do have database of, they have like this animation character showing like
Right.
how to do it.
Yeah, मैंने देखा है वो. ऐसा ना.
हाँ, that.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is when they log in the.
नहीं, if that is that if like the user doesn't know how to do the exercise now,
Then.
so वो कैसा होता है, it's like this. So it will, when you search like for example let's say chest press,
Yeah.
it will give you like 3 or 4, like it will give you many options. Options के साइड में से icons होते हैं, ठीक है? When you click on the icon, it opens a window of a video.
So this window basically opens.
Yeah, that window opens with like a mini video already playing there
Like this.
of the guy doing the exercise.
Okay. Makes
So
sense.
that's and wherever they do not have a video, वहाँ पे question mark है.
Okay. Now, I agree with everything. अब क्या है कि whenever to create this app,
हाँ.
we wanted both on Android and iOS.
I think we should first target
iOS.
iOS. Yeah. I think
Because
I think that by iOS we can get a more premium market.
I agree. Yeah. And क्योंकि क्या है कि Android और iOS का basically आप अलग अलग बन जाओगे.
हाँ वही. Because thing is, if I'm not wrong, इसका कोड अलग अलग होता है food. I think we should personally मुझे लगता है we should just stick to the iOS market as of right now.
Yeah, I think. Because I was checking on they have these databases.
हाँ.
They have these databases of Indian food and nutrition, right? So 528 Indian food just इसमें है. But this is a really good
USA,
data.
I know.
But this is not Indian specific. I am trying to see कि अगर मैं दोनों को अगर combine कर लूँ, so we have like a big Indian food market as well.
तेरा WhatsApp है इस पे मैंने वो जो न्यूरो प्लेबुक भेजा था ना
हाँ.
उसमें if I'm not wrong लॉर्ड ने जो पूरा प्लेबुक दिया उसमें it suggested some food database for Indian food.
Some I want just open it once because
The pass what's the Wi-Fi name?
100% Arabica all over case.
5G ना?
मैं तो regular वाला
नहीं name 5G or regular?
regular वाला.
Yours ना?
Yeah.
So 100 Arabica for this percent as well.
100% Arabica.
The symbol or the
symbol? This isn't.
Stop drinking coffee as well. Not too much.
I know I still do drink coffees.
Yeah, I've stopped making coffee at home and I have outside. Thing is that I've been having too much coffee, it's leading to sleep issues. So.
Oh. No, I after usually 3 p.m. I'm not drinking.
Even when I was having coffee, I did not have coffee after 12 p.m. But still, I was feeling some kind of withdrawal from it. So I was like, let's just skip it for a while. Then we get back.
The thing is, जो Indian diets वगैरह होती है ना, there can be so much variation in calories.
Right.
Because हर घर में different amounts of oils and
हाँ.
everything's been used, right? So I don't know वो कैसा मैं tackle करना.
इस चल गया ना
22 का काम कर लिया.
थोड़ा कम कर हाँ what do you say
Indian foods में thing is that calories में बहुत हाँ at the end of the Indian food में there's no fixed calories. Different people use different amounts of
हाँ because हर घर में अलग अलग वो रेसिपी होती है
Exactly.
So I think उसमें the thing is that there are the base layer of everything is basic is obviously the oil or the cooking lubricant that is used ghee butter oil etc. So उसका हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा
Or what people do is हम क्या करें कि for example somebody puts in
the thing is
so for example somebody just put in chicken curry okay
हाँ.
हम ये करते हैं कि यार they log in chicken curry and then after that we just give ingredients of the chicken curry और फिर वो basically बोलेंगे कि हाँ we use this much of oil this much of tomatoes this much of chicken and then हम basically उस पे curate करें.
वो कर सकते हैं the issue is that कि वहाँ पे so we're saying is कि जैसे this is an option like chicken curry यहाँ पे
Exactly. Yeah.
That can be good, but I think वहाँ पे user might feel like कि हमें सब कुछ मुझे ही करना पड़ रहा है तो ठीक है.
Right. But or what we could do is we give them like an estimate calories, and then after that we like, yeah, if you want a highly accurate data,
that's
you
better.
basically do this.
That's better because यहाँ पे क्या issue होगा कि user अगर so we will end up in the MVP situation again.
Okay.
कि हमको ही खुद से वापस सब track करना पड़ता है.
हाँ.
We could end up in that situation.
So what you are saying is basically, we give them estimate calories. And we give them estimate calories, and अगर किसी को accurate data चाहिए, then they can basically be like, yeah, they press a button, and after that सारे drop downs are there.
इसमें what we can do is हम क्या कर सकते हैं, we can make one optional personalized because the most thing in India like people are cared about is what oil or what thing is being used to cook the food. They generally don't care. They do care for the eating, but उससे ज़्यादा they care कि क्या use हो
क्या
रहा है.
use हो रहा है.
So उसमें what we can do is कि we can give them an option. Like before everything else is estimated by ourselves and added. We can tell them कि to choose कि was your XYZ dish made in oil, ghee or butter. And then बाकी का जो है वो हम डेटाबेस से assume करके उसको दे सकते हैं ना.
हाँ, no.
वो कर सकते हैं because ये this is what people care about more than this. They care about हमारा food किस में बन रहा है. If you think Indian household wise, this is what people care about the most right now.
Yeah.
Because things that people are as that more health information is getting out to the world, people are changing how they eat as well.
I completely agree. I'm just thinking, जैसे oil, spices, वो सब कुछ मिलते हैं. Just tomato, onions and all, we're all assuming that. And
वो
basically,
database से आएगा.
वो database आएगा, and basically the fats we're using in cooking, हम वो उनको option दे रहे कि हाँ, what did you use and how much did you use probably.
It's either that or we can just give them कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं, हम already estimate लगा सकते हैं and we can use the database by saying कि option 1 chicken curry made in butter, option 2 chicken curry made in oil, XYZ oil, and option 3 chicken curry made in ghee. We can do that और फिर उसके अंदर जब when the user will click वो अपने आप फिर उसके कैलोरीज अलग आ जाएंगे. There might not be much difference, but user को satisfaction देने के
option के हाँ
user को satisfaction देने के लिए वो options हमको देने पड़ेंगे.
makes sense. Thing is that this way, जो second way तूने बताया, इसमें हमारा database becomes huge.
हाँ.
इसमें बस एक problem हो सकता है कि when the user is searching for some food, उसका app slow तो ना हो जाए. Because we also need to think about performance as well of the app. The other way, where he's like, yeah, chicken curry, and then he chooses what he's used. उसमें basically क्या होगा कि हाँ, we put in chicken curry, and then उसके basis पे we just add the calories क्योंकि हमें पता है कि 30 grams oil में कितने calories और 30 grams घी में कितने calories.
ठीक है, चिकन करी ओपन करते हो, ठीक है, ऑप्शन को, ठीक है, ऐसा ऑप्शन दिया हुआ है चिकन करी का, एंड व्हेन दे ओपन इट, देन उसके अंदर सो बेसिकली यू आर डिजाइन लाइक समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो you have the topic chicken curry, and then उसके अंदर you can give 3 boxes, ठीक है, of ghee, butter and oil. When the user clicks on any one of these, rather than giving these many options, user can click on any one of these, and then फिर उसके according if they click on this, then उसके हिसाब से फिर information show होगा. And the only change that will be there is in the fats and a little bit in the cholesterol area. That's it. I think अभी just idea है मेरे को. I think this is more efficient than this.
Yeah, that means
इसमें कम database भी लगेगा.
No, I agree, but now मेरे दिमाग में एक और चीज है. This is only Indian food. हमें we're going to also focus on like other foods as well.
हाँ,
100%. और जब हम वो करेंगे, तब I'm thinking like people are using beef tallow and stuff like that as
right,
well.
right.
Do we add that as well to the app? Because we can't just stick to ghee, butter and oil.
हाँ तो वो ये तो बस मैंने 3 एग्जांपल दिए हैं.
Okay, so we're making multiple of
Yeah,
them.
so
You making
अपने भी
multiple
आते हैं डेटाबेस. तो थिंग इज डेटाबेस क्या करता है? डेटाबेस अपने को पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन देता है.
Exactly.
सो वो इंफॉर्मेशन हमको सिर्फ इसमें एग्जीक्यूट करना है.
And do we differentiate between different types of oils as well?
हाँ तो उसमें हम ड्रॉप डाउन मेन्यू दे देंगे उसको.
Yeah.
So it
Makes sense.
हाँ. What we can do is we can just make this like one tab जिसको हम नाम दे सकते हैं fats. ठीक है, कुकिंग फैट्स या whatever we name it that. And then उसके अंदर फिर हम ड्रॉप डाउन ऑप्शन दे सकते हैं ना for like Indian foods. और more than Indian foods I think dishes like complete dishes जो होता है ना उसके लिए.
हाँ, I agree.
So complete dishes of any type उसके लिए हम ऐसे दे सकते हैं कि you can click one button first. You choose your option, what was it made in, if you know what was it made in, and then when you choose say option 3, then accordingly थोड़ा बहुत यहाँ पे fats और बाकी के थोड़ा बहुत adjust हो जाएगा.
Makes sense. And we want breakfast, lunch, dinner.
हाँ, what अभी उसका कैसा है? हम उसको देंगे breakfast, lunch, dinner, then उसके बाद हम user को बोलेंगे we can give last में हम option देंगे add your own meals.
Right.
So उसमें क्या होता है? See, बहुत there are many spectrums of health. बहुत लोग intermittent fasting करते हैं, बहुत लोग breakfast नहीं खाते, बहुत लोग खाते हैं. Some people skip lunch, some people do only 2 meals.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuance.
I agree. Yeah.
So what we can do is we can give the user full freedom. तो हम breakfast, lunch, dinner देंगे and we give add a meal and the user can also delete breakfast or lunch or dinner and add their meals accordingly.
Makes sense. Fine.
Like for example, if someone is having only breakfast and dinner and they're not having lunch and lunch के जगह they are having like a snack bowl or something like fruits, तो वो लोग खुद का meal यहाँ पे they can replace it with lunch.
Makes sense.
So that gives user the full freedom.
So what we can do is basically while the user is logging in, या signing up to our app, तभी हम उनसे पूछे कि yeah, what's your preferred eating habit basically, and हम जैसे कि
अभी जो हम सोच रहे हैं ना पूरा साइन अप क्वेश्चन है वो एक्सेट्रा करेंगे वो फेज 2 में होगा. Because thing is that phase 1 is calories and calorie tracking and workout tracking only. तो उसमें phase 1 में क्या होगा? थोड़ा सा जो है यूजर को थोड़ा मैन्युअली कुछ चीजें करनी पड़ेंगी. But post phase 1 and whenever we do launch phase 2 in next year, no matter which one, we have to make sure that the AI is integrated with everything. So it becomes thing like कि एक touch पे सब कुछ हो रहा है.
No, makes sense.
And the only thing that the user has to do is like chat and interview with the chatbot. That's it.
Right.
That's all they have to do. And when they come to a conclusion कि when the chat the information when the chatbot comes to an end, by the time the user opens like the calorie section or the workout section, that thing is already there ready for them to go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's fine. No, this makes sense.
I think this made really better sense. Plus इसमें कम power लगेगा plus database भी कम लगेगा rather than doing this.
Yeah, that's going to make our app only very slow.
हाँ.
Because this is, I'd say this is the best way to do it because we just make a different page basically.
हाँ.
We click in on this, then you'll redirect it to a different page
Right.
and based on that
Right.
you're just making the changes.
And single ingredient food जैसे कि for example bread or butter, oil or let's say chocolate, इसका तो database से वैसे आ ही जाएगा.
And do we do brand specific things or
Brand specific things के लिए बहुत बड़ा database plus बहुत power लगता है.
yeah.
So उसमें I think उसके जगह what we can do is brand specific के लिए we can give barcode scan.
Right, but same thing then at the end of it. You're still using the same amount. उतना ही database use होगा तुम्हारा. उतना ही
But I think database का issue. So the thing is with barcode scanners क्या होता है? So as far as I know कि barcode scanners में जो है whenever you scan it,
Yeah.
it just directly puts it into the directly puts it into the section wherever you're tracking it.
No, I agree with that, right? But हमने जैसे scan किया, how does the app know कि yeah, this barcode means this? वो that has to be stored somewhere.
तो उसके लिए हमको I think अलग से जो वर्ड फूड डेटाबेस है जहाँ पे बारकोड स्कैनर्स के जो भी एक्यूरेट कैलोरीज वगैरह है वो हमको फिर इंटीग्रेट करना पड़ेगा.
Okay.
Plus because thing is what I think is कि doing this will require a little bit lesser power than having individual brands of like let's say जो था.
And it becomes a lot easier for the user as well to actually use the app. फिर वो ज़्यादा use करेगा app को ना.
अगर यूजर को पता चल रहा है कि if I can scan this thing which has a barcode and is being directly put into my
meal
like
yeah.
अगर मैं स्कैन कर रहा हूँ मेरे स्नैक्स में ऑलरेडी ऐड हो गए हैं
So obviously
rather than like the user searching the name and like opening 3-4 options.
अगर इसमें हाँ that's
The main thing is कि Neuro makes it very easy to track and it makes it super accessible to everyone.
Yeah. So this is
So barcode scanning and this thing. This is good for complete dishes. Right? This is good for packaged food.
right. Yeah.
हाँ. तो ये है phase 1. अभी phase 1 में हमको crack करना है कि how do we like we know what to do but how do we execute phase 1 and phase 1 में how do we make it as less manual as possible for the user because हमारा main जो feature है automation वो phase 2 में है.
Exactly.
The thing is that we have to get our phase 1 out there for pure feedback.
Yeah.
So what Claude told me is you launch your calorie and workout tracking, okay? But what you also launch is a very basic chatbot
Yeah.
with the help of Claude API itself. And वो जो chatbot होगा basic वाला, उससे you get feedback, ठीक है? इसका feedback सबसे important होगा phase 1 में.
Wait, so the user can also see this chatbot, right?
हाँ, तो phase 1 में chatbot रहेगा, but it's going to be basic.
Okay.
And that chatbot is
Something similar to what we had right now.
So that chatbot is purely for feedback.
Okay, and
So
basically.
उससे हम feedback लेंगे and वो feedback को हम accordingly अपने AI में integrate कर देंगे. Like there could be many details that we are unaware of
Makes sense, yeah.
or that are in our blind
It's just
spot.
something that we haven't even
हाँ,
thought
हाँ.
about or फिर लोग बोलेंगे हाँ about this as well.
तो वो क्या होगा वो feedback से जो है हमें हमारे blind spots थोड़े बहुत cover हो जाएंगे उसमें.
Makes sense.
Blind spots अगर जब cover हो जाएंगे तो वो feedback से we can build I'd say a 20% better yeah, from what we're thinking.
Yeah. That makes sense. Let me see the implementation. How are we going to do?
Now look into the code. Literally see, like see.
What do you think is going to be the best API to use for
like
food? Okay, as in like food collection, as who's going to help us with the micronutrients? Oh yeah, let's talk about the micronutrients. How we plan on doing that?
I'm just taking pictures of our slides also because my phone is recording. This thing is that जब बाद में रेफर करेंगे ना तो याद रहेगा. हाँ.
There's the thing. For this is our AI page, okay?
हाँ.
This is our AI page.
हाँ.
This is, for example, workout.
हाँ.
These are calories, and these are journal.
The
ठीक है?
the AI is our chatbot, right?
AI is a chatbot basically. ठीक है?
हाँ.
So, for example, 3 days he hasn't said anything,
हाँ.
and he's like, "Yeah, talk to me." You talk to the AI only, क्योंकि AI ही बोलेगा तुझे बात करने के लिए मेरे से.
Right.
After that, he's like, "Yeah, this is basically somewhat of journaling only, right? Journaling करके it's added over here as part of the journal. When we open journal, it's added part of the journal, right? And then it should start logging everything in there already. we've said all of this, but it should also be
But your actions are not matching to your tracking.
exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
Now I got it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
AI chatbot logs what you have done. So basically जैसे कि यहाँ पे जो ऐसे आता है ना logs.
हाँ, exactly.
ऐसा log होगा.
हाँ.
And then जो AI है हमारा it will read the action that the user has been taking
Yeah.
via the calories and workout. Like if it's missing.
If it's missing, then basically it's really a one-day working. Once you see,
और अगर calories में इसमें कुछ like
you missed out like a meal
missed
or
out
something.
or let's say कि the user has to get ripped by XYZ month
Yeah.
for like a beach body or
For some
or and they have been having a series of they have had a week of just cheat meals.
Right.
So वो read करके AI फिर उसको बोल दिया why have you been
Exactly,
off
exactly.
things?
So everything at the end of the day goes back to the AI. All of this
Wait,
data
so
is
AI
going
is
to-
our mode. That's what
Exactly. The AI is our mode. So अब भाई AI हमें खुद का बनाना पड़ेगा. There is no chance ChatGPT does this. There is no chance ChatGPT does this.
तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा फीडबैक के लिए
हाँ.
तो क्या करेंगे जो टोनैलिटी है we will keep it the exact same of what we envision our main chatbot will be.
Initially.
But हमें रखने पड़ेगा for feedback, purely for feedback.
Purely for feedback. I agree.
So first phase में purely for feedback रहेगा and workout and calories को हमको फिर क्या करना पड़ेगा जब हम phase 2 launch करने लगेंगे ना we will have to again come back to phase 1 and then हमको इस पूरा सब कुछ integrate करना पड़ेगा.
No, I'm saying these three will integrate right now only in phase 1. Our AI won't be as strong, I agree. We can always be working on
मेरा
the
ये doubt है कि अगर तो अभी इंटीग्रेट कर देगा
Right.
एंड जब हम लेटर अपना खुद का एआई चैटबॉट जब इसमें डालेंगे हाउ विल यू स्विच एंड स्विच प्लेसेस ऑफ आर लाइक जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हम चैट जीपीटी ले लेते हैं इसके हाउ विल यू स्विच चैट जीपीटी विद आर ओन एआई.
So basically, this block is completely going to change. ऐसे
ये
समझ
तो चेंज नहीं होगा.
These two will stay the same.
हाँ.
ये दो में कुछ change
हाँ.
नहीं आएगा क्योंकि we work on unless कोई बोले कि हाँ this should be tweaked a little bit.
हाँ.
Other than that, वैसे
वो
main
ट्वीक वगैरह तो वो
हाँ.
बहुत स्मॉल ट्वीक है.
mainly but कुछ change वैसे नहीं आएगा. But basically हम will use for example we're using ChatGPT for now, right?
हाँ हाँ
ठीक है वो यूज किया हमने ये सब कुछ बनाया
हाँ.
we get all of the data use the AI
Right.
and we're like now it's time to actually make our own AI right? This entire block changes comes out gets added and we reintegrate them together.
ओके
वो हो जाएगा basically so
और जो यूजर का वर्कआउट एंड कैलोरी डेटा है वो रहेगा
सब कुछ रहेगा these
रहेगा
will
बट
be the same
later on when we reintegrate the newer AI
Exactly.
वो डेटाबेस उसके साथ इंटीग्रेट हो
exactly and after that basically क्या होगा कि we can start storing data from the user as
हाँ,
well
हाँ.
क्योंकि with ChatGPT we can't do that
हाँ
once you start storing data from the user basically then what we can do is get like-minded people together and create a community
हाँ
that's how we create communities
Right.
like people for example
करेक्ट वो तो बहुत सही
right
Bang on.
for people like I want to train for a high rocks for example I tell my AI कि आप train for a high rocks give me a meal plan बोला they will tell you your calories over here
हाँ so the community also serves as an extra accountability
exactly so that's why the community हमारे वैसे phase 3 phase 4 whenever it comes but that's how we integrate our community as
So
well
I'm saying phase 1 basic chatbot workout and calories phase 2 AI chatbot ठीक है phase 3 I think phase 3 should be like immediately within like 2 months of like within a month or so
so you're saying this is phase 1 this is also phase 1 right
that is also basic वाला phase
basic is phase 1
हाँ
ठीक है
phase 2 is a fully like proper in depth वाला like AI
I agree
that is phase 2
that is phase 2 में
2 phase 3 is where we introduce journal and community
right I agree so this is 3 now
yeah
and this is also 3
and 4 का बाद में सोचेंगे
4 का बाद में देखेंगे but phase 2 is mainly chatbot integration new chatbot
our phase 2 is fully focused on just our AI
agreed fine makes sense ठीक है because हाँ journal and community भाई इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा once this is done
हाँ
once this is done then it's all just integrated
और फिर ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं कि to make it more sort of possible हम जो हमारा पूरा प्रॉपर चैटबॉट रहेगा, उसको जर्नल के साथ लॉन्च कर देंगे, तो जर्नल भी फेज 2 में शायद आ सकता है।
Because journal में हमें कुछ नहीं करना है, we're just creating a new page, people are just adding stuff and we're just integrating this with it.
integrating it, और फिर वो जर्नल से as you said कि it will read the workout and calories का जो
Exactly. And then community phase.
वो phase 2 3 में जब करें वो बाद में डिसाइड करेंगे।
हाँ।
Now our focus is phase 1 and phase 2.
Yeah. नहीं, अभी we were only thinking about phase 1 itself.
हाँ।
Phase 1 में first we want to create these, I would say.
हाँ।
पहले हम ये create करेंगे.
हाँ।
And what I think.
हाँ।
Let me think.
हाँ।
What should we make first? Workout या calories? Because working out
See,
में.
what personally I think पहले workout वाले को tackle करते हैं, because I personally think workout is out of calories and workout वाला easier है to get done first.
Makes sense. But what I'm thinking, for example, just the photo later, let me.
हाँ.
Now I'm talking about the build-in phase, okay?
हाँ.
Now we're going to build in.
Sorry.
Okay. So now for build, we say, right, this is our website, for example. Sorry, our app.
हाँ.
This is the phone. और ये
ये
हमारा
वाले उसका नहीं है, जैसे स्पीड है। हाँ. चलिए.
This is our app, okay? Now it says, for example, neuro up here.
हाँ.
Neuro, right? And हमारे ऐसे होगा कि calories,
हाँ.
workouts,
Right.
AI या AI बीच में calories and workouts ऐसे, ठीक है? नीचे ऐसे होना चाहिए. And once you're home and one home as well, I would say, right? Home could be up here, as something like that.
And what I'm saying is, because क्या हो जाएगा, एक point के बाद हम obviously इतने सारे features नीचे तो add नहीं कर सकते।
Scroll bar something.
Scroll bar की जगह, we just जो home page होगा, home page will be our dashboard for our mini apps.
So you're saying from you click home page is always top right, click here and then तेरे सारे यहाँ पे options
हाँ,
आते हैं.
right.
That's what you're saying, right?
Right. जो भी हमारे जितने भी apps होंगे,
ठीक
it
है.
will become like a mini app store for our features.
Makes sense, fine. And नहीं, that's fine. But for example, somebody is on the calorie tracking page,
हाँ,
ठीक है?
section,
right?
हाँ.
तो ये नीचे का हट जाएगा.
हाँ, right.
ये हट जाएगा. But
And वो fully उसमें immerse हो जाएगा.
immerse हो जाएगा. But every time you want to do something, you have to go home page. Is that what you're saying? I was thinking home page तो रहेगा. We'll keep a chatbot button always on as well.
Right.
ठीक है? Chatbot and home page and then everything else, because at the end of the day, this is what's connecting our entire app to everything. Right? ठीक है? So we do something like this. Now this is calorie tracking, right? So instead of neuro, we could just say calorie tracking. We can leave this here and say calorie tracking here.
हाँ.
Calories.
और फिर उसके नीचे उसका वो UI होगा.
UI होगा, right? So we have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then over here we'll be like add meals.
हाँ.
ये edit meals बोलेंगे सर, ठीक है?
हाँ, जो भी है.
Edit meals.
हाँ.
ठीक है? If you click this, you should have buttons over here saying minus. If you want to remove something, you click that and
यहाँ पे प्लस होगा.
यहाँ पे प्लस add meal आ जाएगा. इसके नीचे once you click edit meal जब दबाएगा ये हट जाएगा and add meal यहाँ पे आ जाएगा and then check button जहाँ पे when everything is done you click that.
हाँ. But you think उसमें ना, I think one of the smaller minority is कि जब user अभी जब हमारा questionnaire sign up करो questionnaire answer करेगा, उसमें I think
But that's phase 2. That's phase 2.
नहीं, जो हम बेसिक वाला इसमें डालेंगे ना, what I think we should do is कि जब when the user is done tracking all of the meals of the day ना, तो इसमें क्या होगा, ऊपर हम यहाँ पे कैलेंडर देंगे, ठीक है? Weekly calendar. So let's say it's just it's first of the month, ठीक है? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 days, ठीक है? First of Jan to 5th of Jan. जब user is done tracking all of their meals, they can check off this tick box over here. When this is done, यहाँ पे एक tick हो जाएगा कि yes, you have successfully tracked all of them.
Yeah, or we turn this into like a olive green type of color,
हाँ,
still
वही.
close to our theme again.
हाँ, तो
we're going for darker colors as well.
हाँ,
So
वही।
with that, so we'll go olive green for you've done it. If you haven't done it, probably like a deep orange. अगर उस दिन का
कलर्स का कोई नहीं इशू है
नहीं, we need to think of a theme as well क्योंकि
हमारा मेन थीम तो
black and white है, but I don't think you have any light colors up
I
here.
think we should go for a third color that is like the accent color basically,
Right, right.
क्योंकि छोटी-छोटी चीजों में यूज होगा।
Like इसका color change हो रहा है,
हाँ।
इसका color change हो रहा है, something.
So basically
I think you want grey.
ये ऐसे normally white रहेगा,
हाँ.
but when you click on it,
then it should change its
it
color.
should change color. I'd say we should go for like a teal color, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. So black, white and teal.
Works.
Because teal का कैसा वो थोड़ा सा feel like कि
Some color, but then it's still part of
plastic
something.
robotic feel होगा।
हाँ.
You know that taste.
ठीक है. And we're not giving them a light theme dark coffee because you want it to be dark.
हाँ minimal feel देना ना उसको।
Minimal feel देना.
वही।
So yeah.
Do you think जो आपने न्यूरो के principles रखे थे वो इंटीग्रेट करने हैं या हमारी AI में? So
Yes, AI.
जो AI का behavior है
First phase basically.
सेकंड फर्स्ट फेज का तो वो ऑब्वियसली हम ट्रेनिंग में डाल ही देंगे। I'm talking about second phase where wait
I would say that also depends a lot on the user feedback.
हाँ ये वाला था अपना values of unit this one which we have written now start
हाँ.
this
Yeah.
तो values में क्या था truth जो था basically true health advice true health advice that is a combination of ancestral plus modern science plus not giving it to corporate propaganda, you know.
हाँ, that we still have to.
You know, like veganism is good, like that is good.
But I'm just thinking, do you, at the end of the day, there will be vegan people who want to join the app or not, right? So maybe what we do is
We need to find a subtle area where we can let vegan people use the app.
no, we need to make it usable for vegan people. But maybe when a person's like signing up.
No, or what we can do is let's say for example if there is a vegan person trying to use the app and they log in on their phone, तो micronutrients में हम उसको बोलेंगे कि your micronutrients are not filling up because vegan diet is the worst for micronutrients. तो हम वो डाल के उसको बोल सकते हैं कि you are lacking all of your micronutrients because your diet is this and then हम उसको suggest कर देंगे that you can add these foods.
Add these, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah.
So वो क्या होगा?